The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, certified financial educator from ERGJ Enterprise, and we are back with New Black Wall Street Book Club. That's right. And we're going through the book, The 48 Laws of Power. I hope you guys are ready for this. We're on law number 3. This is actually the 2 parts, so we're on part 2 of law number 3. Good morning, Justin. How are you? Now, of course, this episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right. True Detergent. Get your True today. 101 loads get you for $15, means that's 15 cents a wash. This is black owned and manufactured. We're doing free delivery in the Atlanta area. That's right, free delivery in the Atlanta area. So you can go ahead and get your True today. Give us a call at 678-851-2400. Get your True, make the switch. All right, guys, I'm super excited, man. We are moving forward with Club Millie. Again, that is the club to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000 this year. Justin said yesterday that I am procrastinating. He's still procrastinating, but that's okay. I'm sure that he will jump in as soon as he feels ready. But we are almost up to 50 members. That's right. Our goal was 100 members in February, and we haven't even hit February 15th yet. So we are making strides because people are ready to practice group economics, and we are now beginning to form our investment club. So, hey, I can only tell you, and I can only present it to you. You don't want to miss this. Go ahead and jump in. Because next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, they were serious. Yes, we were serious. This is not my first investment club. We have done this before. Last time I did it was back in 2015. I put out the call. People didn't believe it in. And guess what? They didn't get in on that one. So here's a second opportunity for people who still doubt that black folks can do stuff together. So anyway, yeah, look at that. So make a $20 citizen, you can make a $20,000 citizen. Everybody's like, hey, I want to invest in a drone, all this stuff. Well, hey, you know what? That is for club member information only. Membership has its privileges. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the 48 Laws of Power. Now, here's the deal, guys. This book is very controversial. I mean, let's keep it real. But here's the reality. There are some strategies in here that you can employ, or at the very least, you can understand when they're being used on you. Because these are some strategies that the powerful use, that the elite use, that the rulers of our land use on us. So once we begin to understand some of these strategies, or at least know them or recognize, everybody put in the comments below, recognize. We're able to recognize when we're being used and abused by these strategies, then, you know what I'm saying, then our eyes are open and we begin to come what they call awake. And I hope you guys are awake this morning. So anyway, law number 3, part 2. Let us begin. So the chapter is called Conceal Your Intentions. That's right, conceal your intentions. And here's part 2. Use smoke screens to disguise your actions. Deception is always the best strategy, but the best deceptions require a screen of smoke to distract people's attentions from your real purpose. The bland exterior, like the unreadable poker face, is often the perfect smoke screen. Hiding your intentions behind the comfortable and familiar. If you lead the sucker down a familiar path, he won't catch on when you lead him into a trap. Now, I will tell you this, guys. Us black folks have been there have been a lot of smoke screens thrown our way, and we continue to be led down this path and only to be led into a trap. You can think about every president that's came across our path. They throw us a smoke screen and they lead us right down into a trap. Every president that is every one of them. Even your beloveds, 44, yeah, even, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that today. But what we're doing is we need to understand some of these strategies that we can implement, but then also that we can recognize. So keys to power, again, smoke screens. We're talking about smoke screens. If you believe that deceivers are colorful folk who mislead with elaborate, let me say this. A lot of deceivers are charismatic. A lot of deceivers are charismatic. It's a pompous stance. They appear to be genuine. But you got to start to recognize when it, you got to understand. You got to be able to recognize a wolf in sheep's clothing. Let me put it that way. Yeah, I'm put it out. All right. So if you believe that deceivers are colorful folk who mislead with elaborate lies and tall tales, you are greatly mistaken. The best deceivers utilize a bland and inconspicuous front that calls no attention to themselves. They know that extravagant words and gestures immediately raise suspicion. Instead, they envelop their mark in the familiar, the banal, and the harmless. In Yellow Kid Will's dealings with Sam Giesel, the familiar was a business deal. In the Ethiopian case, it was Selassie's misleading obsequiousness. All right, I got a new word I got to look up. Obsequiousness. I'm going to have to type that in for y'all because somebody's going to have to look that up for me. Exactly what Balcher would have expected from a weaker warlord. Let me put this word in for you guys. This is crazy. This word here, see, this is why I like to read. You got to find, when I start popping this word out on y'all going to be like, oh, yeah, he is an intelligent brother. I'm going to start reading out. What the? I can't even spell it. All right, I'm putting it in the comments. There you go. Somebody look that up for me and tell me how you say it. Oh, obsequiousness. Obsequiousness. Yeah. Hey, I just took my vocabulary up a notch. That's right. Once you have lowered your subject's attention with the familiar, they will notice the deception being perpetrated behind their backs. This derives from a simple truth. People only focus on one thing at a time. People only focus on one thing at a time. It is really too difficult for them to imagine that the bland and harmless person they are dealing with is simultaneously setting up something else. The grayer and more uniform the smoke in your screen, in your smoke screen, the better it conceals your intentions. Oh, okay. It means the kid's ass. All right. In the decoy and red herring devices discussed in part 1, you actively distract people. In the smoke screen strategy, you lure your victims, drawing them into your web. Because it is so hypnotic, this is often the best way to conceal your intention. Now, here's the deal. I found there are many people who, here's a smoke screen. Here's what we can call like a smoke screen deception. These are the people that only call you when they need something. You don't hear from them any other time for weeks, for months, for years. But then all of a sudden they get this bright idea, they need some help, and they call you, and then they try to camouflage it. Like, oh, yeah, how you doing? What's been going on? I'm just kind of check on you. Okay, yeah, what's going on with the family, blah, blah, blah. Then eventually they get to, man, can you help a brother out? Now, they weren't concerned about your friendship for the past month, 2 months. And I'm not talking about your friends. I'm talking about these people who act like they're your friend. I'm talking about the people who show up only when they can use you for something that you have. And then you got that heart, you know, you want to help your people out. But these are the people who deceive in their intentions because they're going to try to act like they're trying to rekindle this friendship with you. But the reality is they only want to get whatever it is they need, and then they out. Normally it's some money, but that's normally what it is. So you got to be able to recognize these smoke screens so you don't get thrown for a loop. I remember one time somebody had me go all the way out to Monroe, which is probably about an hour and a half away. My heart was like, let me help this person out. But then when I started thinking about it, this person just used me, my time, and my gas. And then once you realize how valuable your time is, oh my goodness. Once you realize how valuable your time really is, let me ask you this. Your job, right? They pay you a certain amount probably per hour if you have a job. I got to ask you, how much is your time worth? Is it worth that $15 an hour? Is it worth that $20 an hour? Or is your time worth more? Now, if you say that your time is worth more, then why are you not getting your money's worth? Oh, yeah, I'm starting out early this morning. If your time is worth more, then your job is paying you per hour right now. Then I got to ask you, why are you not getting your money's worth? Oh, my goodness. All right. In the smoke screen, you lure your victims, drawing them into your web because it is so hypnotic. This is often the best way of concealing your intentions. The simplest form of smoke screen is facial expression. Boy, John Rico, you crazy. Behind a bland, unreadable exterior, all sorts of mayhem can be planned without detection. This is a weapon that most powerful men in history have learned to perfect. It was said that no one could read Franklin D. Roosevelt's face. Baron James Rothschild, oh my goodness, made a lifelong practice of disguising his real thoughts behind bland smiles and nondescript looks. Stendhal wrote, good morning, TK. What's going on, Irvin? Stendhal wrote, what's going on, Vanita? Benjamin, what's going on, brother? Stendhal wrote of Talleyrand, never was a face less of a barometer. Henry Kissinger would bore his opponents around the negotiating table to tears with his monotonous voice, his blank look, his endless recitations of details. Then, as their eyes glazed over, he would suddenly hit them with a list of bold terms. Caught off guard, they will be easily intimidated. As one poker manual explains it, while playing his hand, the good player is seldom an actor. Instead, he practices a bland behavior that minimizes readable patterns, frustrates and confuses opponents, and permits greater concentration. An adaptable concept, the smoke screen. Everybody put in the comments below, smoke screen. Now, again, I'm not saying that you necessarily employ this strategy. What I'm saying is at the very least, you want to recognize when the strategy is being used upon you. The smoke screen can be practiced on a number of levels. Matter of fact, your kids are good at this. Your children are good at this. Matter of fact, you remember when you were good at this. So let's not act like we don't know what's going on here. An adaptable concept, the smoke screen can be practiced on a number of levels, all playing on the psychological principles of distraction and misdirection. Distraction and misdirection. One of the most effective smoke screens is the noble gesture. I just mentioned this. People want to believe apparently noble gestures are genuine, for the belief is pleasant. They rarely notice how deceptive these gestures can be. The art dealer, Joseph Devine, was once confronted with a terrible problem. The millionaires who had paid so dearly for Devine's paintings were running out of wall space, and with inheritance taxes getting even higher, it seemed unlikely they would keep buying. The solution was the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., which Devine helped create in 1937 by getting Andrew Mellon to donate his collection to it. The National Gallery was the perfect front for Devine. In one gesture, his clients avoided taxes, cleared wall space for new purchases, and reduced the number of paintings on the market, maintaining the upward pressure of their prices. All this while the donors created the appearance of being public benefactors. Look, think about this. This dude created the art museums, right? And it was all for the benefit of him being able to continue to create art that they would buy at their house. So he would make art, sell them the art, and then 3 years, whatever later, get them to donate the art to the museum that he created so he can sell them more art. Yeah, it's called capitalism. Oh my goodness. Another effect of smoke screen is the pattern. So we just talked about the noble gesture. Now we're talking about the pattern. Another effect of smoke screen is the pattern. The establishment of a series of actions that seduce the victim into believing you will continue in the same manner. The pattern plays on the psychology of anticipation. Everybody put in the comments below, anticipation. Our behavior conforms to patterns, and so we like to think. In 1878, the American robber Baron J. Gold created a company that began to threaten the monopoly of the telegraph company, Western Union. The directors of Western Union decided to buy Gold's company up. They had to spend a hefty sum, but they figured they had managed to rid themselves of an irritating competitor. A few months later, though, Gold was at it again, complaining he had been treated unfairly. He started up a second company to compete with Western Union and his new acquisition. The same thing happened again. Western Union bought him out to shut him up. Soon the pattern began for the third time, but now Gold went for the jugular. Everybody put in the comments below, jugular. He went for the throat. Oh my goodness. He suddenly staged a bloody takeover stroke and managed to gain complete control of Western Union. He had established a pattern that had tricked the company's directors into thinking his goal was to be bought out at some handsome rate. Once they paid him off, they relaxed and failed to notice that he was actually playing for higher stakes. The pattern is powerful in that it deceives the other person into expecting the opposite of what you are really doing. Now, again, these are more like business strategies. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some people play them on a personal level, but when you start getting into business, when you're trying to compete against Walmart or Amazon or whatever, see what I'm saying? I'm talking about business strategy. Now, on a personal level, you need to recognize when it's being used against you, but we just mentioned the noble gesture, and we also mentioned the pattern. Another psychological weakness on which to construct a smoke screen is the tendency to mistake appearances for reality. The feeling that if someone seems to belong to your group, oh my goodness, their belonging must be real. Now, I got to ask you guys this, and I know it's going to get a little heavy in here, But let me ask you this. Is there someone in the Black community who appears who appears to be real? Hold on. Who appears to belong to our group? Hold on, let me read it again. The feeling that if someone seems to belong to our group, and you think that that is real. In other words, is there someone that you can name? Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and put it out there. Is there someone that you can name who appears to be a part of our group, a part of our struggle, a part of moving our agenda forward, but they really are a wolf in sheep's clothing? John Rico said, Obama, oh my, you about to get my stream banned. I'm going to Facebook jail today. Oh yeah, Omarosa. Oh my goodness, I was waiting on somebody to say that. Steve Harvey. Oh my god. Oh, I'm like, I'm just reading the comments, guys. That's it. I'm just reading the comments. Facebook don't hurt me. All right. So the feeling is that if someone seems to belong to your group, their belonging must be real. This habit makes the seamless blend a very effective front. This is the third strategy, a seamless blend. The trick is simple. You simply blend in with those around you. Let me say it again. You simply blend in with those around you. The better you blend, the less suspicious you become. During the Cold War of the 1950s and 60s, as is now notorious, a slew of British civil service passed secrets to the Soviets. They went undetected for years before they were apparently decent chaps. Because they were apparently decent chaps, had gone to all the right schools and fit the old boy network perfectly. Ben Carson, oh my goodness, yeah, let's go ahead and put him out there. You know what I'm saying? We might as well put him out there because there's going to be some people who are going to join this or going to look at this later. They're going to be like, you know what? My eyes have been, I once was blind, but now I see. And that's how we do it, guys. This is what the village is all about. We're going to call them out today. They went undetected for years because they were apparently decent chaps, had gone to all the right schools, and fit the old boy network perfectly. Blending in is the perfect smoke screen for spying. The better you do it, the better you can conceal your intentions. Remember, it takes patience and humility to dull your brilliant colors, to put on the mask of inconspicuous. Do not despair at having to wear such a bland mask. It is often your unreadability that draws people to you and makes you appear a person of power. So here's your image, guys. That was the keys to power. Here's the image. Here's what it looks like. Imagine this: a sheep's skin. A sheep never marauds. A sheep never deceives. A sheep is magnificently dumb and docile. While a sheep's skin on his back, a fox can pass right into the chicken coop. Repeat that again. A sheep, just imagine a sheep's skin. A wolf in sheep's clothing, right? A sheep never marauds. A sheep never deceives. A sheep is magnificently dumb and docile. Oh my goodness. Oh, you going in today, Justin? They don't want to hear me say that. If I say that word right there, that 5-letter word that begins with an O, and if you say it backwards, it's Harpo. They don't want to hear me say that because guess what? We got too many people that idolize this person and they don't even realize what's really going on. I can't even say the name because I will lose about 100 followers if I even say the name. But if you say it backwards, it's Harpo. With a sheepskin on his back, a fox can pass right into the chicken coop. Now here's your authority. This is the last part, guys. I know I'm sorry to keep you guys so long, but this is good, is it not? Isn't this not good? Authority. Have you ever heard of a skillful general who intends to surprise a citadel, announcing his plan to his enemy? Conceal your purpose and hide your progress. Y'all go to Facebook jail. All right, conceal your purpose and hide your progress. Do not disclose the extent of your designs until they cannot be opposed, until the combat is over. Win the victory before you declare the war. Win the victory before you declare the war. In a word, imitate those warlike people whose designs are not known except by the ravaged country through which they have passed. And that's from Ninan de Lenclos. I don't even know the same word. But here's the deal, guys. We went over 3 strategies for you to either learn to employ when needed, especially in business, but also the biggest part is to recognize when it's being used upon you. We went over the smoke screen noble gesture. We went over the smoke screen, the pattern, and we also talked about the smoke screen, the seamless blend. Those 3 have been used on our people for ages. And it's time for us to wake up so we can recognize the wolf in sheep's clothing. Well, here's the deal, guys. I'm ERGJ, certified financial educator from ERGJ Enterprise. Of course, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We also got another club that we have started that I encourage you to join. That is the Club Millie. That is where we're actually helping 1,000 people save and invest $1,000 this year. Our goal for February is 100 members, and we are already at almost 50. So we are ahead of pace. And this just means that there are people who are serious about practicing group economics. Here's the deal. I've got a link up top that you can find out more information in case you're one of those more information type of people. But there are other people who are saying, hey, I want to go ahead and jump in. I'm not going to be a procrastinator because procrastination, what'd you say, Justin? Procrastination is unbecoming of a future billionaire. Well, here's the deal, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. Black owned and manufactured, 101 loads, making free shipping or free delivery to your Atlanta area. That's right. I'll bring this right to your doorstep. You get the hug, you get the smile, you get to take a picture with me. $15. That's right. 15 cents to wash. True Detergent. Go ahead and make the switch. All right, guys. 48 Laws of Power. We'll be back tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to be coming back very shortly because we got to catch up on the richest man in Babylon. But just remember this, guys. It takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's all build while we climb together. You have got the power.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there in the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.